Mr. Hegberg,
Here.
Mr. Kress,
Here.
Mr. Locker,
Here.
Mr. Repart,
Here.
Mr. Rowland,
Here.
Dr. Rupp,
Here.
Solicitor Schultes,
Here.
Administrator Hill, here, Mayor Whitman,
Here.
Secretary Felix. We have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, we will move into our first of two public comment portions of the meeting. We'll open it up to anyone in the room first. If you have something to say, please be recognized, come forward, and in as concise a manner as possible, explain your issue. Seeing none, I'll ask community media to assist me with opening us to our online participants this evening. Community media, is there anyone who would like to address council?
If you're joining us via Zoom, you can unmute yourself if you'd like to address council.
Okay, we'll close public comment, and the chair will request a approval of the consent agenda.
So
Stand by. Is this the only opportunity for public comment, or will there be comment after you discuss some of the issues?
There are two public comments. The first is at the beginning, and the second will be at the end of the meeting.
Okay, Merle Fetter would like to make a comment.
Just one moment.
This is for agenda items only.
Yes, yes. So my solicitor reminded me to point out to you, this is for agenda items, so do you have the agenda? And is that your comment?
So this is a comment only on the agenda items, or one of the agenda items in particular?
One of the items in particular.
Yeah, so council can hear any public comment relating to anything on the agenda. We take that first. If you have comments to make that are unrelated to any agenda item, we take those at the end.
Yes, I would like to comment on something on the agenda, please.
Yes, name and address first, and then comment.
Merle Fetter, 173 Primrose Lane, and I'd like to comment on the new ordinance being proposed.
Okay? Go ahead.
Okay. I am on the zoning hearing board, as most of you know, and I have some concerns. Now, I think we are really moving in the right direction at this point in the new proposed ordinance that is coming before council. But I'd like to stress that I feel that we need to avoid becoming a community of rental units where first-time home buyers are being priced out of the market by the, shall I say, rental entrepreneurs who are buying new of the zoning ordinance says that zoning is to regulate overcrowding and to reserve or preserve open areas and green space. I find with all of the rental units that we're being, that are coming before zoning and are being proposed in Hanover, that this is not part of that procedure. And I don't think that we are ensuring adequate water, sewer, drainage, police, and fire protection for the community, again, because of the number of rental units we're putting in. Also, I am concerned about the number of extra students being put into the school system as to who is going to end up footing the bill for these students. It's certainly not going to come from additional taxes on the pieces of properties that are now, say, single family and suddenly becoming multi-family type parcels. And I do realize that while it would be nice to accomplish all of this at tonight's meeting, that I do agree that this is an ongoing process. We have to keep in mind the above items, and that this we are actually taking a step in the right direction, but there's still a few items, a few issues that need to be discussed. There was a major problem with a property at 243 Baltimore Street. The new zoning, proposed zoning takes care of that ever happening again. The recent zoning board meeting at, for a property at 650 Broadway regarding an addition. I think that needs to be looked at in great detail. Again, if you can't do it through this particular ordinance immediately upon this one passing or not passing, and then going on to the next step. That's basically what I'm concerned of. I'm just concerned about all this growth of rental units and the overcrowding in the borough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Counselor Hagberg, would you
Yeah,
question
this
or
is-
address?
This is to put it out. Thank you, Merrill, for your comments. This is to put it out for public notice, public comment, so we'll have a hearing.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
And then, therefore, we can then take that in and address it, plus York County will be reviewing it. So, once we have it, then we can, with more comments, we can further, preferably written comments, we can go forward and look at them and see how they could be adjusted.
But we are going to have a public hearing on
Yeah.
that. You have-
Okay, again, I'm saying, let's not just throw this away at this time or whatever, but let's think seriously about coming back in as soon as possible and proceeding with the next step.
Okay, thank you, Merle. Is there anything else from, any other public comment?
Merrill, it's Scott Rowland. I'd like to thank you for your involvement and your concern and, honestly, for you caring about all of this stuff. So I know you reached out to Sue Ann and I, and thank you for coming forward, certainly in a public forum, because that's very important.
Is there any other public
Yeah, and
comment?
Scott, I also thank Merle, because I am personally eyewitnesses to the fact that we have put in auxiliary apartments in this town with not the off-site parking but we have a problem with contradiction, because it also states that all public parking at the curbs, on a main street, we can go 400 feet in any given direction if allowed. And I'm really appalled that we should do anything until we do a thorough rewording of that zoning.
Thank you.
In particular, thank you.
Darlene, thank you. Thank you very
Okay, I
much.
believe there's no one else.
Merrill, and thank you, Merrill, I sincerely thank you for your participation in this, because to me, it's very important.
We've muted her, so.
Okay?
Okay,
Bill?
we are moving into the consent agenda. Is there a motion for said? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, as a consideration, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Turning the agenda to page 2, we will move into standing committees, the first of which being Finance and Personnel. Vice President Rowland, you're first.
I'd like a consideration of a motion to approve an extension of the stipend of $2,000 a month for the Assistant Public Works Director for his well-done, I'll add a little bit of my own part in there, of the supervision of the water meter and the inflow and infiltration departments until the end of this year. May I have a second on that motion, please?
Second.
Thank you, Darlene. Any comments?
Excuse me, Mr. Rowland, but that's
Sir?
my job tonight.
Oh, sorry.
That was yours last week.
All right,
All in favor of the question, signify by saying aye, please. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. We'll move into governance and policy. Dr. Rupp,
I would ask for consideration of a motion to approve the list of positions authorized to take home borough-owned vehicles.
Second.
any discussion required?
May I make a comment?
You can.
I think there's a lot of, there's vehicles, and I think in the future, we need to perhaps consider what they are and make sure that the tax implications are adequately
Yeah, we just did that.
taken care of. And I'll leave it at that.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. We will move into planning and engineering. Counselor Hegberg.
Consideration of a motion to adopt ordinance number 2328 for the regulation of abandoned or junked vehicles.
So motion.
Any discussion? Secretary Felix, I'd like to do this via roll call.
Dr. Rupp,
Yes.
Mr. Ricart,
4.
Mr. Kress,
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart,
Yes.
Mr. Hagberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Funk,
Yes.
Mr. Rowland.
Yes, and thank you.
We have 7 in favor of and 0 against, so the motion passes.
Thank you. We will move into the Department of Water Resources, then that would be Counselor Kress.
Number one, consideration of a motion to authorize the initial investment of $2,053,000.
All in favor of the consideration signify by saying
I'd
aye.
like to make
Aye.
one question. Thumbs up?
Yep, the return on investment is reasonable, the way it's set forth for the project.
Thank you. Then I,
Counselor Funk, your question?
Yeah, I do have, what is the warranty on the system once we get it into play? I've got to ask all that.
Meters are 20-year,
What is it? 1 year?
20 year.
20-yearly warranty,
The meters
meters.
are 20-year
Which is
warranty.
industry standard.
What is there anything that doesn't have that 20-year warranty?
No.
You don't know, I mean, as far as
The batteries
sys-
need replaced at approximately the same time.
Correct.
Is there anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. All in favor of the consideration signify by saying aye.
absolutely.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Counselor Kress?
Consideration of a motion to ratify the emergency expenditure for a failed network switch at the water filtration plant in the amount of $28,000.
So motion.
Is there discussion required? Speak now. We'll end discussion and call for the consideration. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Counselor Kress?
Consideration of a motion to approve the change order for the 2021 Water System Improvement Project with EK Services in the amount of $5,803.33 to add the installation of a 6-inch gate valve on East Walnut Street.
So motion.
Any discussion? Discussion's closed. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That all you have, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Let's
been a
move
month.
into planning and Counselor Hegberg.
Consideration of a motion to receive the work of the Planning Commission in regard to the proposed zoning ordinance amendment and to approve the advertisement of the ordinance for the public hearing and all other steps necessary to implement the zoning ordinance amendment.
Second.
Is there discussion?
Yeah, I think we've been working on this for well over a year, since I was on the planning commission, and I, commend Chuck for their hard work on it, and it's a living document, so good job.
Okay, seeing no more comments, I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Any opposed, a nay. Motion carries.
Can I jump in here?
Yes, you can.
The advertisement and the notices for the public hearing for the zoning ordinance amendment have to go out pretty quickly. So we have scheduled the public hearing for the council's meeting on September 28th. And we'd like to start it at 6:30. So we have time for the public hearing and then move into your regular meeting. Is there any problem with doing that?
What time did you say?
6:30.
6:30.
30, September 28th, no.
Sounds good?
September 28th.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm good.
Thank you.
September 28th, correct?
Yes.
Let's
Thank
move
you.
over to public safety. Counselor Lockhart?
Thank you, Mr. President. Request consideration of a motion to approve ordinance number 2329 to authorize no parking at the following intersections: Grant Drive, South Side, Broadway West to First Alley, and East Chestnut Street, East Side, Railroad Street South to Carlisle Street.
So motion.
Any discussion further on this subject? Secretary Felix, I need a roll call vote, please.
Dr. Rupp? Mr. Ricart?
4.
Mr. Kress?
Yep.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Mr. Hegberg?
Yes.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Motion passes with 7 in favor and 0 against.
Counselor Lockhart?
Request consideration of a motion to approve the installation agreement for a bicycle repair station at Fat Pat Brewing Company, LLC, on the northeast corner of Bank Lane, funded through a York County Economic Alliance Bloom Grant.
So moved.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That will conclude the business portion of the meeting, and we will flip over to page 3, which brings us to our distinguished mayor's report this evening. Madam Mayor?
Good evening. These are the July highlights of 2022. July 1st, I was with Bell Socialization Services, where they opened their new facility, where the caring staff provide vital services utilizing the AIM program, which stands for Always Include Me, for people with intellectual disabilities. The York County Commissioners, 2 Penn Township Commissioners, and the YCEA also attended the ribbon cutting. July 6th, the Hanover Area Historical Society recognized the United States military, local police, fire departments, first responders, and me at their summer concert series featuring the Hanover Symphony Brass. Councilman Chris Lockhart, Chief Clouser, Lieutenant Bunny, and Officer Gonzalez were honored for the borough. July 15th, Senator Kristen Phillips Hill met with members from the YCEA, Borough Council and staff, Chamber of Commerce, Main Street Hanover, Jordan Isles, State Rep Kate Klunk, and me. We toured the Old Hanover Theater, Bank Lane, Fat Bat Brewing, a construction site on Chestnut Street, and Aqua Phoenix. McAllister's on York Street hosted a fabulous lunch. The senator is learning about Hanover as she will be our senator due to the redistricting beginning in January 2023. July 16th, I spoke at the well-attended Snacktown Street Fair about all the amazing things happening throughout Hanover. July 23rd, I was honored to be a judge for the tropical-themed campsites at the Relay for Life of the Hanover area and the American Cancer Society, which was held on a scorching day at the new Oxford High School Stadium. Thank you to all the dedicated volunteers who walked the blazing hot track all day to raise money for cancer research. July 29th, I was happy to join the Hanover History Day as we celebrated the new storyboards for the Heart of Hanover Trail. I was pleased to present 2 proclamations recognizing the efforts of the many individuals involved in the culmination of this project, as well as a special one honoring Hanoverian historian and licensed Gettysburg Battlefield Guide Larry Wallace, who has conducted tours of the Battle of Hanover and Mount Olivet Cemetery for many years, bringing awareness to the significance of the Battle of Hanover and its major effect on the outcome of the Battle of Gettysburg. That concludes my report. I do want to remind people about the chili cook-off is coming fast, September 4th from 11 to 5. Tickets are available ahead of time. If you just look up a lot of it on Facebook, it'll take you to different links. I see also here on other matters, and I don't know if, Dora, you would know more about, I see where they're looking for volunteers. I don't know if you know, like, what kinds, or just contact them.
I don't have a list of what they need at this time, but if anyone would like to do that, they can just contact me, and I'll put their name in.
And it's, the Hanover Exchange Club this year will be the ones running the chili cook-off, and the location is being changed to Mao Field as well. And then one more thing, since we won't meet before, but on Thursday, September 8th, there will be a Hanover night at the York Revolution baseball team. So they're going to be doing all things Hanover that night.
And you're still throwing?
And I'm still throwing the first pitch.
Have you practiced?
Good
Yeah, have you
practice?
practiced?
Not yet.
It's about time to
Good luck.
find the glove. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Wonderful
Oh,
report.
I'm a natural.
All right, we will close that portion, and I'll open it up one more time for folks in the room to stand and be recognized and address council. I have you first. Yep. Just state your name and then address and nature of your issue.
My name's Christopher Topper. I reside at 200 Ruth Avenue here in the borough.
Okay.
Some of you know I've been the constable for 13 years here in the borough. Just had some questions about the new ordinance that was brought up this evening. With what was voted on this evening, because I've tried to look online, and I'll be honest, my online skills aren't the best. Has there been something put out for the definition of ordinance 2328, or will that be coming in the future? Was tonight's vote just to move forward, or has it been adopted this evening?
I'll let our solicitor address your question.
It was adopted this evening.
Okay.
So the ordinance is available online to see or to come in.
Okay. My question is then, if it was adopted, as I didn't get a chance to read it, as I said, I tried to look on the borough's website, couldn't find anything. Who's going to be enforcing this ordinance here in the borough for the vehicles?
Right, so our code enforcement
Let people know.
and our local police.
Okay, I understand the local police. My concern is with the vehicles.
Sir?
Hold on.
I'm sorry, ordinance 2328 is the zoning, I think, isn't it?
No.
That's the abandoned or junk vehicles.
Sorry about that, okay.
I'm sure the research may have been done, but if not, in 2018, under Collins versus Virginia, which was a United States Supreme Court ruling, any vehicle that's in a driveway or on a person's curtilage is not subject to the Fourth Amendment exception for vehicles. There'd be a search warrant needed to go on people's properties and start looking at these vehicles. In 2016, I was certified to be magistrate district court judge, so as such, I had to go through search warrants. The code enforcement officer wasn't one of the people taught to us that can apply for a search warrant. So this is going to fall on the borough police department solely.
If we, yeah.
We'll figure out our implement.
What is the definition of an abandoned vehicle or a junk vehicle?
It's in the ordinance.
Okay. The process of restoration.
If it's not in there, please let us know what we need. Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Chief, you wanted to address us?
I just want to make council aware that we're now live on Crime Watch. That's going to be our primary information push source. It's in conjunction with our Handle with Care program. That's actually how we got the monies to partake in this. So, anybody that has somebody with special needs like autism, dementia, etc., can go to the registry, enter the information. We get that. We put that in our database. If we have contact responding to a call, we can look up and see what maybe concerns may be there, triggers, or if we want to run into somebody young or old on the street, we can try to figure out where they belong ahead of time. So again, you can go to the App Store or Google Play, download it on your phones, and follow our activity.
Good. Okay. Anybody else in the room? We'll close the in-room public comment portion and open it up online with community media's assistance.
Last chance, if you're joining us via Zoom, if you'd like to address council, you can do so at this time.
Just a question about the...
Sorry, but I closed that. We're
Sorry.
talking online right now. Okay. Sorry, but I did.